Well, hello. This is the Linleys Garden Railway. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. You'll recognise how far I've got since the last episode if you've been following along with this mini-series, and if you're new to the Garden Railway, welcome. If you join me again, having followed the previous episodes in this mini-series, you'll know exactly where I am with the progress of this upper slightly raised branch line. But if you're new to the channel, may I suggest you look back at a couple so that you can catch up with the kind of the theme behind where we are with this piece of development work. Well, strategy for this next update is for me to do a bit of tidying up. I've left bits and pieces around, going to clean the concrete, the fresh concrete, and do some painting on that so I can paint the columns. I've decided to paint the columns rather than leave them natural concrete. But I'm also going to start working on the track bed, the timber work, and lay some track, and that will be real achievement. Just as a reference for what will be coming later in the channel, I've ordered some live steam, a live steam loco from the Roundhouse company, although indirectly from another supplier. I'll go into what that is later on. I'll leave you guessing what the loco will be, but it's going to start its production run. The company's going to start their production run for this type of loco very soon, as far as I know. So I should get delivery of it in June, which is a couple of months away, so got that to look forward to. Well, the garden is certainly coming to life this springtime, and it's about time I actually ran some trains, because I haven't done any running of trains since last October, which is months ago. So Warren, let's crack on with some track laying as well in this session. Well, the very first job just to get on with this afternoon is topping off the height of this column. I kept it down because I hadn't quite finalised the exact height of this from the last column, but I've got the... oh, it's dropped again. Yeah. I haven't yet welded this joint, so I do need to adjust this slightly, and all I'll do is top off the height, just as I've done before if you've seen previous videos, or just by popping those on there, sliding them up to underneath and topping off the concrete, and that will do a nice job, as I've done several times before. Spot on bubble there. I have checked the other side, and I've also now checked that that's flat, so all is good. Top off the concrete here. I'll make a large enough mix. I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up of track bed ready for the future down the back here next winter, but I'm just going to tidy up the back there so at least it looks a little bit more presentable as well. Oh, it'd be nice to just top this last column off. I say last one. Oh, it's actually not the last one. The last one will be here for the turntable, but not this year. So the last one for this year. That's brilliant. Happy with that. Let that set, and I can finish that off. Right, I've made more of a mix, and I'm going to lay some concrete, just extending the old track bed area, the main line actually, where I've lifted it. All the woodwork was rotten. I've lifted it and I'm relaying it in concrete like I've done elsewhere. I'll just use the rest of this up there. Oh. Right, so I'm just going to finish off using the concrete mix that I've made. I made ample. Going to relay the concrete track bed here. I lifted this from the old wooden track bed 4 years ago now. I haven't run any trains obviously in that time. Used to run. double track main line all the way around the garden, and most of it I've relayed. It's just this back section I haven't. It'll actually be next winter's project, but I just wanted to tidy this corner up a little bit because it's a bit more visible, and it's been rather rough the last year or two. I put down the side edging of wood with an easy curve just to come off the side here and begin the straight with a gradient of a quarter bubble, which is just perfect. It's always good to get a good clean base for the concrete to go on. Let's leave it there for the moment. First bit out. I need my float, don't I? Oh, it's easy with the float. Well, that is good. I'm pleased with that. That's all I've mixed up for this time. There's obviously more to do, but I'll do more at another time. There is another section I can do here, but I'm not going to do any more now. I did cut most of these pieces of wood to fit nicely, but I've been jiggling around so much. Some of them are, I don't know where they go, so I'll work that out. I've got some more wood anyway, so I've got to continue. So I don't know where that goes. That's way too short for anything. Whatever. Well, I really am keen to crack on with getting this timber work down. I've remade a couple of these just to get that arrangement better. Hadn't done very well with that piece. I remade that, rebedded them in, another coat of paint, and going to continue with the timber work. I've not made any of that timber work yet. Paint all the way through and see if I can get some track down today. That would be a real achievement. There really is no finesse about this sort of painting. I really do just kind of slobber it on. Not quite as thickly as possible, but just get it on basically. Can't be faffing about. Look at this, just while I'm wearing gloves, with brush strokes and runny bits. Just get it on. I suppose you might wonder why I'm using timber where I have talked about the timber rotting and me replacing it in the majority of the areas of the railway. Well, the only places where the timber's been rotting is where it's been on the ground, in the ground, sort of at ground level. Wherever I've had higher level bits of track work supported by the steels, but where the air's been able to get underneath, the timber work's been okay forever really. So for the time being, I'm going to use wood. And anyway, with this high level thing here, with the relatively thin decking that I wanted. I think anything else except wood or maybe some other material just simply wouldn't work. I certainly couldn't concrete it. Good few coat of paint seemed to do the job. Yuck. That's sweet. Getting there. Well, next up I'm going to cut some more timber work to fit in and continue on down here. I don't make any fuss or bother about marking out. I don't bother measuring or making templates. I simply put a piece of wood in situ, mark it where I need. Now, this might be a little bit more complicated, obviously, and cut, and if I need to trim, I trim. Simple as that. I'll cut this one first, so if I need to recut the shape, because this is a little bit more complicated, I can recut it here and then just recut slightly longer here. So no big deal. What's the chances of that being good enough? Oh yeah, not bad. Oh, I might trim. Might just trim slightly. Oh yeah, not bad at all. Yes, so that does need to be slightly longer now. Not a lot. Oh yes, happy with that. Next one's equally tricky, simply because I got this pipe that's coming up through as well. You could say, why don't you use a piece of paper, mark out a template? Well, can't be bothered. Excellent. Good job done. Happy with that. Now I'm going to crack on with the easy ones. I just do half a dozen along here, paint, and then I'm going to go back and do some track. This is really coming together. You don't need to watch me paint endless meters of track bed. So let me get on with it, and I'll pick the story back up again with laying track on the Delta Junction in a wee while. Well, I think that is all the timber work I'm going to do for this afternoon. The very next thing is I'm going to get the track down on the Delta Junction, at least that first triangular bit. Good job done. So back up at this end of the track with the Delta Junction, I'm going to lay the run-off line first, off the curve towards the junction here. That's about the position I wanted the junction, and then I'll lay the return into the Delta Junction as well. Don't know how far I'll get this afternoon. That piece of timber work there is wet paint anyway. I can't go much further, at least initially. Well, this is exciting. Actually laying track for the first time this year. Reused track from before, still in very good condition. The running surface is obviously grubby, but it's very easy to clean. And otherwise the track's in good condition. So, well, a bit of straight track's easy enough, isn't it? That joint needs just closing up a little bit. And of course you may well say, old fish plates, old couplers, electrical continuity is going to be rubbish. Well, probably it is, but I put little jumper wires on, so I'm not bothered as long as it's true and flush and closed up, which that one isn't yet. I'm happy. So there's a small gap here. So all I do is nip the track with these grippers and just tap sideways a little bit. And then fixing down is very, very straightforward with stainless steel cheese head topped screws. These are 22mm. When I go into the concrete, I use, I think, 50 or 45 or 50. And just nipped up, not too tight. And I fix every 200, 300mm. On bends, I might do a little bit more frequently, and nearer couplings, see that's straight, and I'm not too worried about that particular joint. But if the joint was on a curve, I may well fix nearer the joint as well. I'm not overly stressed about making sure the track is perfectly straight, but it's nice to get it pretty straight. So I just use a straight edge just on the inside of the track. Obviously it doesn't work on curved sections or those sections that are a little bit not quite straight anyway, but it's nice to get a bit of a straight line where possible. Sometimes I do swap out the little joining fish plates. These ones I've used before, but still good and serviceable. Sometimes I think they're just not. I am actually running out of stock, so I shall need to buy some more. I've got some points to buy anyway, so I shall add that to the order. Well, this is slightly more tricky. Don't double set of points to put in to form this crossover. Double track here, and this will be the return off to the Delta Junction, and then off down to the suburban line and Linleys main station. But I just want to try and get this in right. Now you can see that there's a bit of a conflict of sleepers, so I'll have to do some trimming there. But I think that's pretty well it. Just need to close that up, so I do need a little bit of trimming here. Just going to use my mini angle grinder. Not really necessary on plastic, but it means I can do it in situ rather than taking it away, cutting them with a hacksaw. So here goes. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, sweet. Just the smallest bit more there. And I need a couple of joiners. That looks good. I won't know until I've got this in as well. That is actually remarkably good. I'm just pinching this V slightly. I'm not bothered. If I don't like it visually, I can always block this bit in and just fill that in anyway. Just wanted to maximise the length of track here, and that's a nice sweeping line. What I haven't mentioned is anything about insulator joiners. You can get plastic joiners for breaking electrical continuity, sometimes very useful for junctions and things, for powered supply for the track. Now, if you know the Linleys Garden Railway, you know I've been developing a DLC system, a very bespoke system for controlling trains. However, for the time being, on this part, this branch line, I'll just be using radio control and live steam. And I have ordered some live steam, as I think I said earlier. Excited. I paid my deposit. A couple of months I've got to wait. So for the time being, I'm not going to do any power system for the track. So the track will be dead anyway, so I'm not bothered for the time being. In due course, I can rework it. I will be lifting the point up anyway, because I'm going to 3D cut some new, I don't know what these levery bits are called actually, because I'm devising my own point motor system, which I need slightly longer little plasticky bits here. That's a whole nother story. Good, so this is in. I'll put one more piece of track here and then put this in and then work around to join into the junction over there. It's good. The arrival and departure, 2 lanes. This set is 3 lanes. I really would like this trackway in the middle, just so that it looks about right really, not that it's critical. 46, 23, looking good actually already. Yeah, I think there's slight curve there, but that's okay. Let's get that in like that and then introduce the slightest of curves. Just a small curve there. The trick is, kind of get it in, stand back and have a look. That's spot on at the moment. Oh, it does have a little extra wiggle, which maybe I don't need. I'll know more when I get this track in as well. I'm going to put one piece in here, but I'm not going to go any further really. We're just working on this curve now. It's always easier when you're coupling into a fixed point and a fixed point to work on a curve, because you can sort of bring the track in like this. You can't simply install, well, I suppose you can, because you can lift it, but it doesn't do the joiners any good. Between a fixed piece and a fixed piece on a straight, much easier on a curve. So that's fixed, this is fixed, and I'm now introducing a couple of bits to blend in. That's the plan anyway. It started raining a few minutes ago, so I'm not very impressed. Hopefully I will finish this before quitting for today. That looks remarkably good. Very pleased with that. Let's budge that along. Needs that sort of distant eye. So let's just look one way and then the other. Apart from the general obstacles on the track, that does look good. Yeah, excellent. So that's looking that way. Let's look from the other direction. Oh, that's good. That's a nice curve. It'll do for now anyway. Well, I'll just screw that down so it's fixed. Oh, I don't know about liking that. There's a little bit of a kink there still. We'll have a look at that again, I think. Just where it goes from 2 tracks into the 3. Not convinced. I'll get some more track down and then adjust it, I think. Well, anyway, it has actually stopped raining for now, but I'm not doing any more. Except I might just get a carriage out and run along the line. That would be fun, wouldn't it? So I can say I run a train even with a human hand pushing it. Let's do that. I'll clear the tracks and I'll do that as a concluding element. That's nice. Well, I don't know if you can see me all the way down here. Let's come off the suburban line. I haven't cleaned the track. There's rubbish all over the place. Here we go. More rubbish. So this is new territory. Whoosh. Here we go. Leaves on the line. Oh, points are set wrong. There we go. Now, of course, that will that's able to go all the way down. I think I've just come off the track. Return now. Let's go up here. Oh, look! Set the points. Excellent. So using the return crossover. Here we go over the viaduct on the Delta Junction and off to join the suburban line down to Linleys main station. Yes, result. I think on that highlight, I will leave it there for this episode. I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Thank you again for watching and bye for now.